Okay. Here we go. Right. Course 5, class 7, homework and Tibetan review. Hmm. So, question 1, who would like to answer or ask? Anastasia, would you like to read?
Yes, hello, teacher. Describe the difference between black, white, and black and white deeds. Tibetan track in Tibetan. Um,
Yeah. What's the difference?
I think uh, black karma give a black result, and um, its meaning suffering. White karma is a white result and meaning happiness, pleasure, and black and white karma is he give a white result and he it's black essence, I think.
Mm.
And um, black karma is doing someone who live in this realm. White karma, someone who live in form realm. And black and white karma doing someone who live in desire realm, and he doing good deeds.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, most basically, black signifies it just means negative karma, and white some kind of positive karma, and black and white mixed. Um, and only certain kinds of beings can do each. So let's take a look. Read, Anastasia.
Black karma has a black result, meaning suffering, as well as a black essence, meaning that it has to do with mental afflictions and is itself suffering or the cause of suffering. This is non virtue committed by someone in the desire realm.
Yeah, this is just like a basic non-virtue. Read the Tibetan, please.
Nakboile.
Yeah, what's Nakbo mean?
Black
Yeah, and lay,
karma.
and this, what does that mean?
Genitive is
Huh?
off. Genitive case of.
So you should say the black of karma?
It's meaning that, but I see that not
Mhm.
not
Yeah, it
right.
just makes it an adjective. Okay. Yeah, it connects the words. Okay, good. Read the next one.
White karma has a white result, meaning pleasure, as well as white essence, meaning that the being doing the deed is not experiencing outright suffering with either their body or their mind. This is virtue committed by someone in the form realm.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're in the form realm. They don't have outright suffering, I guess, but they have subtle, they have the suffering of pervasive suffering. So therefore they can commit a white deed. It's like white. White is the action and white in its essence because they don't have outright suffering or the suffering of suffering, I guess. Mm. Okay. And read the last one, please.
Black and white karma has a white result of pleasure and a black essence, which refers to the suffering body and mind of the being who does the deed. This describes good deeds committed by someone in the desire realm.
Mm. So does this mean that being a Buddha is the result of a black karma? Come on.
No, it
It
does not
may.
mean that.
It doesn't?
It doesn't.
So if you're in the desire realm, you can't become a Buddha?
If you're in desire realm, you can become a Buddha, but your deeds cannot be black and white.
It if you're in the desire realm and you do a good deed, it has black essence and a white result. So therefore, a being in the desire realm who becomes a Buddha would have been doing a black deed.
Uh, Being in the desire realm, who commits black and white karma will have pleasure, but it will be in samsara.
Exactly. So and so you're saying what you're saying virtuous actions don't make you a Buddha?
Virtuous actions will get you to the point where you start making white deeds
What
without blacking them.
But
Eventually.
you just said it was a desire realm being.
Yes, white karma is also over the desire realm.
No, no, no.
Oh no, it's from the form realm.
No, no, no. We just said it's you have to be a form realm being, which is why I said a desire realm being, which means to become a Buddha, you have to do black deeds.
To become a Buddha, you will have to do black and white deeds in the desire realm to eventually get to the form realm where you can do white, pure white deeds.
So
And then,
desire realm beings can't become Buddhas.
mm.
Which is what I set you up with in the beginning from the start.
Yeah, you got me.
I got you. I think once you see emptiness directly, everything changes. So basically, understanding of emptiness is the only thing, because that's the whole point. How can you get out of samsara? That's why even other religious groups like the Jains are like, you can't become enlightened. You're always doing something negative, right? So, but emptiness is the key, because emptiness is a negation,
So
and
you can do pure white karma in the desire realm.
it's neither black nor white. I mean, it doesn't exist. The perception of it can exist, but emptiness means a lack of existence. And I think that's the only way to become a Buddha. I mean, you need bodhicitta too, but I don't know, cook it. It's crazy. But this is the problem. It's a problem, right? How can you ever come out of samsara if you're always doing something ignorant? It has to, being a Buddha has to come from some kind of wisdom. So I say it has to be based on emptiness. So therefore, emptiness is the key to negate the fact that the things you do have a black essence. The question of how can you get enough good karma if you're always doing black deeds, to have the white karma to have someone teach you about emptiness is a different question. All right, Anastasia, read this.
Karnak Drepa.
Yeah, what's that mean? What's dre mean? Drepa.
It's mixed. mix,
Yeah, mixed
like
karma. Yeah, and people usually say just mixed karma, like being human is a mixed karma. There's always some bad thing in the good thing you get, right? A new car that will break down, a new house that will catch on fire, a new marriage that you'll both die, divorce or something. Okay. So being human is mixed karmas and the desire realm. Okay. Good job. Nice debate, Maria. Uh, Vivi. Vivi there? No? All right. Tatiana,
Yes, teacher.
du, du willst lernen?
Ich will, ich möchte gerne lesen.
Listen. Oh, yeah. Lernen is to teach, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, listen, listen. Do you
Lesen.
want to teach? You can teach the class. Uh,
No, no, thank you.
please read.
Name and describe the four paths to a path of action for the act of killing, for example, as explained by Jetson Kappa, who follows Master Asanga.
Yeah.
So, and first you need to think who you want to kill and what,
Let me think about it. Okay, I got it. What next?
and the second one is what you was thinking before you kill somebody.
You have to make a plan.
Yes, you need to make a plan.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna do. What next?
And the beginning of killing. uh,
You have
or
to
you
do it.
really ready, you got a knife, or it's like how you start to do it.
You have to do it. Yeah, the commission of the deed. And then after you do it, what then?
And after it's finished, how you make everything. Or you make it good, or you kill good, or really somebody die, and you you feel happy from this, or you sad. How do you feel from
Yeah,
this?
you're the Tartuk. If you're like, yes, I did it. Or if you're like, no, I did it. Okay? Yeah.
Yes, yes. For example, many mosquito and need to be killed.
Oh,
Not many mosquitoes, and you need to think or kill them or not.
no, don't kill
Or they kill
insects.
you.
All right, read this. Wait, first say she Sampa Jorwa Tartuk.
Oh,
She
si,
Sampa
sampa,
Jorwa
gua,
Jorwa
jorba,
Jorwa
jorwa,
Tartuk
pato,
Tartuk
partuk,
Tartuk.
par, partuk,
Hmm.
tok, partuk.
Hmm. Yeah, that's the Tibetan. All right, read this, please.
Mhm. The basis or object involved, who it is you kill, who is it you steal from, and what do you steal?
Yeah, the basis, the she. All right.
Mhm.
Next.
The thinking involved, what thoughts were you having about the killing? This part is explained further in the next question.
Yeah. Sampa. Thinking process. Next.
Undertaking the deed, did you actually undertake the necessary action to commit the killing?
Yeah. Jorwa, the commission of the deed, doing it. And thus,
Mm. Completing the deed. Did you complete the deed? Did the person actually die? And did you have a sense of oneship and satisfaction about it?
yeah. Did you own a takir? Were you like, I did it. I killed them. Yes. Right? Um, we should really do this with our good deeds. This is what happens to people. They can't plant good, very strong seeds because when they do a bad thing, they're like, "Ah, I'm so bad. I'm a bad person." But when they do a good thing, they're like, it wasn't a big deal. I don't know. Okay? Be at least as strong about the good things you do as the bad things. All right? Okay. Part two has three parts. Thank you, Tatiana. Part two, the thinking process, has three parts. Does anybody know what they are? Everybody say Geshe, Kunlong,
Hormone,
Nyongmong.
hormone.
Yeah, yeah. Geshe, Kunlong, Nyongmong. The your concept of the thing you're thinking about, Kunlong, your motivation for the thing, and Nyongmong, what mental affliction or lack of mental affliction you had in your mind during the thinking process. Those are the three. Read this how?
Yes.
Yeah,
Correct identification. Did you recognize the thing for what it was? For example, in the case of an abortion, did you really recognize that the fetus was a living being?
yeah, and obviously this is a huge debate, and it is the core of the debate. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm not saying what you should think. Think what you want. But the real debate is the fetus living or not? And if you don't think it is, you're going to plant a different seed if you do an abortion if you do. That's all. Regardless of what it is. All right. This one.
Yes. Mental affliction. Bad thought. Did you have a strong and active mental affliction like anger or lust when you committed the deed?
Yeah. Say lust.
Lust,
Yeah, lust.
lust.
Yeah. Sorry, English. Yeah, what kind of thought did you have? Okay. What kind of feeling did you have? All right, last one.
Yeah. Motivation. Did you definitely wish to hurt the person? Did you premeditate what you were going to do to them, or was the action an accident?
Yeah, action,
Action,
accident.
accident.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, what was your motivation? And this is the same in court, okay? These three things would affect what sentence you would get in court, right? That's if you had temporary insanity, you could not get convicted of a crime. If you thought it was one person but it was another, you could get less time or something like that. I thought it was a sack of potatoes on the ground when I ran it over, but it was a person, you know? That could affect your sentence. And then your motivation. Did you premeditate the murder or um, was it an accident? Those are two completely different sentences. It could be. All right. I'm saying that the justice system is supposed to be logical and is based on the same things that karma is based on, hypothetically. All right. Uh, Thank you, How.
Quick question.
Now,
Please.
Fine.
So, for mental affliction, if you actually were angry while you did something bad, that is stronger karma.
Usually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. If I was full of rage, think about it. I like the example of being in a house and you accidentally bump somebody. Okay? And you maybe you didn't know where your body was or you tripped or something. And someone was like, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, it was an accident. They'd be like, oh, okay. Right? But if I even with the same exact force hit somebody out of anger, they'd be like, what are you doing? Like that's messed up. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone would be
So,
mad if you did the same exact thing out of anger as opposed to it being an accident or from carelessness or something, right?
yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I have a 2-year-old in my house, so 2-year-olds do all kinds of stuff, and almost all of it is excused because none of it is on purpose, none of it is wantonly negative. It's just she's 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if a 20-year-old did the same thing, you'd be like you're crazy. You're you know? So, yes, anger would be stronger, for example. All right. Who wants to read? Theodore does, just so I can say Terog Chiteshte. Please read.
Suppose someone is engaged in the support of war by his country. He is not a soldier, but soldiers from his country kill some of the enemy. Does he himself collect the karma of killing or not? Use an actual verse quotation.
Yeah, it's in the Abhidharma Kosha. Again, these aren't popular views, but it might be very true. Just because it's not popular doesn't mean it's not true, unfortunately. What do you think? What does everyone think? Do you collect the karma of killing if you
I can speak only of myself. Uh, so, if he studies Buddhism and Abhidharma Kosha, he may be aware that he is collecting some bad karma. But this is just my opinion. So, in my case, I know that, I mean, I'm aware that my country supports uh, or has supported war by some of the taxes I paid to my country. So think I am contributing to war and killing, and
you
mm,
collect the karma or what do you think? You collect some karma or not?
I believe I do collect the karma,
Okay.
or some.
Something, some kind of karma. Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
even yeah,
I
even though so yeah, I think I do believe. Sorry, I believe I do collect karma, which is of course on or has a less power if I don't endorse killing, or one does not collect. One does collect karma, but not as bad, not as
yeah,
big if they support it or pay more taxes to pay, or I don't know, share on Facebook something like my country supports this and this.
right.
The motivation, the ones we discussed before. I'm sorry if I'm not being very clear.
No, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, so I think the Abhidharma Kosha says you get 2 karmas, one for the killing and one for the paying for the killing. Unfortunately. Read this. I don't know the quote. We have to read it. Read this, please.
Anyone who actively supports a war effort collects the karma of killing. the enemy in exactly the same way as the soldier on the front line who pulls the trigger. As the text says, they all get the same karma as the one who does the deed, since they are all engaged in a common goal. In the case of war or the like.
Yeah, I'll read the Tibetan. Makla sokpar dunchik chir tamche jepa po shinden. Yeah, you'll possess just like the doer of the deed, yeah, all the doers of the deed, because uh, mm, the the because your goal was one and the same, um, as the soldier or whoever else is engaged in that war, la sopa, right? I called my tax agency in my country and I said, I do not want a single cent of my taxes going to war. If they want to steal it from me, they can, right? I can't stop them from stealing it, but that's not on me. If someone wants to rob me and go do something horrible with the money, that's not my fault. Okay? So I'm being stolen from, and they have nuclear weapons and guns and grenades and millions of soldiers. So I'm not going to stop them that way. Instead, I teach Buddhism. Yay! Yes, Mike Hoffman.
Is that what you would have to do? Like, how would you avoid the karma from, like, say, if your money was in like a 500 index in the stock market? It's like your money is with 500 companies. So like you got to call or you got to write an email to each company and say like, hey, I don't want any portion of my share going towards your nefarious business practices.
Uh, yeah, in the case of that, they're not stealing from you. That's why I do not put my money in index funds because I don't endorse what the S&P 500 companies are doing. So I don't have index fund investment, even though it's probably the surest way to earn money as far as the stock market goes. That is the one thing that has stopped me from doing index fund investment because it's the easiest way to make money. You just sit there,
No shit.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't because I can't endorse what the top 500 American companies are doing
Ugh.
necessarily. I know. But you know what? I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something, okay? Uh, I have assiduously protected life since the third grade as best I can, okay? And I continue to have amazing results in my life. I see the people who make small compromises like that, and I do not see them getting those results personally. So I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. But there's a reason I'm the teacher right now. Okay?
Yeah,
So,
thanks.
yeah, I mean, you really have to understand karma. You really have to go for it. At some point, you really have to go for it with karma, or you can't get enlightened. At some point, it will come down to they shoot me or I shoot them, and you have to decide, do I really believe in karma or not? Or can I send them to a Buddha paradise? If you have those superpowers, then you don't need my class anyway. All right, number 5. Give examples for the following Tibetan track in Tibetan. Something which is a karma but not a path of karma. Anybody?
Negative thoughts.
Yeah, negative thoughts that are unplanned, like a negative thought where you don't purposely carry out all 4 of the parts of the karmic deed. uh, or positive ones. Right? Yeah, any simple movement of the mind. Okay. The difference between just like having a fleeting thought of killing someone, I'll kill them, and sitting there and planning it and then stabbing somebody. All right? That's the difference between a karma and a path of karma. A path of karma is much more powerful. All right. Something which is both a karma and a path of karma. Oh yeah, sorry, sempa. Sempa means movement of the mind, just a thought or thinking. What's both karma and a path of karma?
The first seven freedom vows, because they're actions or words that you're doing after having a mental affliction.
Or not having them? Well, depending if you're doing or not doing them. Yeah, any. I was just about to say any, and then it said any first. Yeah, any of the seven, but it just means any. Um, yeah. Anything of body and speech that is planned, right? Um, it just means it's planned out, right? Read that one, Mike Kaufman.
Any of the seven non-virtues of body or speech, the mind has motivated the deed, karma, and a complete deed has been motivated, path karma.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lungakdun, the seven of body and speech. Mm, something which is a path of karma, but not a karma. Uh-oh.
That's the last three, isn't it?
I think
Because
it
it
has to
hasn't,
be.
it hasn't, it's a path of karma because it's in thought, but you haven't acted on it yet.
Yeah. I don't think the highest school would agree with this classification. Um, but yeah, yeah. Read this, Mike Hoffman.
The three non-virtues of mind, ill will, coveting, and wrong view. There has been no movement of the mind in the sense of deciding to commit a mental non-virtue, but a complete deed has been committed.
Yeah. Yeah, deciding is the key word. I don't know. Kappa Mahjong. I'll argue with this one, but I think it's in Abhidharma it's right. I don't think it's right in the highest middle way, as I understand it. That's it. Any questions?
Yes, I would like to ask.
Make it quick. I'm hungry. I need my breakfast.
Okay, about this, before last question, that for example in Ukraine, because I'm from Ukraine, and
Yep.
we
Here we
are
go.
30 million people, and we mostly all support this. We were, when war started, we were like volunteers and we help. We were thinking that we do it with good things to protect our country. And now I understand that I make very bad karma for me, that I support our soldiers. And so we create bad karma, and for my country, we don't see futures like for many years forward.
Don't see future. I didn't understand the last sentence. Don't see future?
So, no, like it will be all the time war in my country. It will never stop because we create all the time this karma.
Maybe
Uh,
not in your country. It could be in a next life. It could be in a different country. I mean, karma ripens four ways. It doesn't just ripen as your direct experience of war. It could ripen as your habit to fight. It could ripen as the realm you're in, and it can ripen as your environment. So it doesn't have to ripen as war in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine could end, and you could still have the karma from supporting the war that ripens as something else, right?
Okay.
Um, but it's difficult. I really, when you start talking about abortion and war, it's challenging. But I mean, the principle is the same, you know? I mean, I if you really want to talk about it, I mean, where did the war come from in the first place? You know? That's the question. And that's what Master Shantideva asks. He's like, wait, wait, wait. Where'd all this in his chapter on patience? He's like, wait a second. Where'd this stuff come from anyway? Huh? Where'd all this stuff come that gets you mad anyway? Was it God? Was it random? You understand?
Not really, but difficult to understand all. But I
Is
try
everything in
to.
the is this, everything in the world random? Yes or no?
Like a biologist, I can say that it can be.
Biologist, is this biology class? Oh, now we're going to biology. Uh, when it comes to my bad deeds, I go to biology too. So things are random?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Then you shouldn't do anything at all, right?
Okay.
No, seriously. If one thing's random, everything's random, which means we shouldn't do anything because nothing can yield anything because things are random. And that's exactly what Isaac Newton said, right? Everything's random. Is
Yes,
that what he said? Is that what he said?
from sciences, I understand much more than from Buddhism. Sorry.
What did Newton say? What did Isaac Newton, the founder of this religion, say? Any action will have an equal and opposite reaction. And that's what he said. Here's the thing, just because you can't see it doesn't mean the laws of science somehow don't apply anymore. I think scientists should listen to science. Just because you can't see where the thing came from doesn't mean it doesn't have a cause, right?
Yes.
So maybe
Exactly.
scientists should be scientists. Just because you can't see the cause of life doesn't mean it doesn't come from somewhere, right? Uh-oh, it's getting quiet.
Yes, it's getting quiet. You need to go to eat.
Not that bad.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Uh, I'll just tell you something in general. And the great political activist and the founder of modern linguistics said this: focus on your own bad deeds, not somebody else's. Okay? Geshe Michael also said this. Don't try to do someone else's book for them. Do your own. All right? Seriously. I don't know. Don't be all loud when it comes to someone else's wrongdoing and get quiet when it's about yours. That's a huge red flag. If someone's like that in a relationship, don't marry them. You'll in for a lot of problems. Okay? All right. Cook it. All right, I'm gonna take a break. Um, you can think about all the bad things you've done in life for the next 24 hours. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bitte schön.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Have a
Thank you,
good night.
teacher.
See you tomorrow.